So good morning, y'all. So I'm just gonna make a quick video because it's been a little minute. So I have put on Instagram to ask me some questions. So my next couple videos gonna be some questions. So we're gonna start fresh. We're gonna start new. So the first one I decided to do, because this just gonna be one video, I'm not gonna do multiple questions on this one, is a story time of my first fight. Okay, so I'm gonna tell you about my first fight. My first fight was in second grade. I think it was in second grade. Yes, I was in second grade. And let me start by telling y'all that I did not mess with nobody. I didn't even like really know what fighting was at the time. And that's not like just trying to sound like I really didn't even know what a fight was, how to fight, nothing about fighting. Like I was the oldest sibling in the house, so it's not like I was able to be like put up on game like, oh, people do this to you. I just had to learn on the fly. Okay, so I was in second grade. I was new to this school because we used to change schools a lot. Well, I changed schools a lot as the oldest when I was in elementary. So I was in second grade at this school, and they used to bother me. Like, they really did. Like, the kids used to like pick on me a little bit. And granted, I don't really remember what they used to be saying because it wasn't really like nothing to really pick about. I was always pretty little girl, cute. My mama made sure my hair was done. She made sure I was like well groomed. My parents made sure I was well groomed. So I don't really even know what it was to pick about, but I was picked on. It was weird, you know? So one day I was in class and this girl, I remember everybody's name, but we just gonna call her Baby J. Okay? I'm not gonna say everybody's name on the video, but her name was Baby J. Baby J just used to mess with me so bad, it didn't make sense. Baby J used to mess with me. So I was in class at my desk and she was doing something, bro. I can't even remember what she did, and I was be remembering the first fight. I just remember this is how the first fight went. Something she was doing to me, and I think she like hit me. And as a result, I'm like going towards her, not necessarily saying I'm gonna start swinging on her, because again, I don't know what fighting is, but I'm going towards her to just be like, why are you messing with me? Why are you messing with me? Fast forward, end up in a whole tussle, okay? And I was winning. Let's be clear. I was beating the girl up. I was hunting the girl. I remember my hands was going. I don't know if there was fold up. I don't know what it was doing. I just remember hitting the girl. And she was on the ground. So she ended up falling and I was on top of her. I remember that. So I'm just, whatever going was going. And she had an older cousin, older boy cousin that was in our class who was not supposed to be in there. He stayed back. So we was in second. I think he was supposed to be in like third or fourth grade, something like that. Or maybe we was in third grade. I know he was retained. He was in the wrong grade. That's what I know. He stayed back like twice, they said. He supposed to have been in fifth grade or something like that was the little rumor, because he was so tall too. But for all I know, he could have not had stayed back at all. But that's neither here nor there. So he jumps on my back and grabs my hair and pulls me off of her and put a patch in the back of my head. Like, really snatched the blood out the back of my head. I had plaits in at the time. And all I know is security ended up coming and grabbing me. And my teacher, I really didn't care for the teacher either, because she was not a good teacher. She was not a good like person as a teacher. Like, the way she used to act with me. I remember one time we was sitting at the table for reading time, and she like pushed the books and hit me in my stomach with the books. Like, it was the crazy thing. My mom used to come out there to that school quite often, like quite a few times. So, but the security man who was head of security, he was familiar with me because he gave us our tour on the first day. So he really knew, like, he remembered me well. So he ended up coming to the classroom, and I ended up getting kicked out of the class. Mind you, I don't know who got jumped on. I got kicked out of class. Security had to come and get me or whatever. And I explained to security. So nothing really happened that day, so to speak. So, but when I went home, and my first thing to my mama wasn't even like, oh, I got in a fight. It was, this boy put a patch in my head. And so after the fight was over, everybody was trying to like make like I lost or something, because they just kept saying, oh, you got a patch. Like, he really did put a patch in the back of my head. My mom was so mad. She was so mad. So the next day we had to go up to the school, got security involved, all that. Like, it was a big thing. I don't remember nobody else's parent. I just remember my mama showed up. And then they started like acting scared after that. And that was in the times then when parents got involved, kids kind of like humbled themselves. These days, nobody don't care if your mama coming out, okay? But they had on home with so they stopped messing with me after that. But then later the baby J did come back, was like, oh, you got that, like you won type of thing. That's what she said. And I was like, okay. But I had my eyes on them for the whole rest of the year. So, and I'm gonna tell you about a second fight. I'm gonna tell you about my second fight. Just cause this one, I remember this one more better. So I was in 3rd grade at Dill Elementary School. I'm gonna say my school now. I was at Dill Elementary School, Briana County, Florida. And I ain't gonna say the people's name, but we was in the same class. All of us was in the same class. So this boy, it's like, it was one of those things where the easiest target, that's one for the get. That's really what it gave. Because I didn't do nothing to him. I wasn't even laughing at him because he had got in trouble and he was crying. The teacher was calling his mama and all that. So he was upset. And he had a cousin in the class. And I was like, oh, such and such, your cousin crying. But this is in the middle of everybody laughing and all that. Like, I was not being funny. I genuinely felt bad because everybody was laughing because his parent was getting the call. Like, what was funny about that? You know, but we was in 3rd grade. We was like very immature. So I'm like, oh, such and such, your cousin crying. And me and the cousin who was in trouble was sitting right next to each other. And we never had no problem. That's why I couldn't understand why he would try to do your girl like that. So he, let me check the time because I gotta go to work. So when I said that, he was like, no, I'm not. And I'm like, yes, you are. I'm like, yes, you are, Gray. I'm looking right at you. And he was like, no, I'm not. He started getting all aggressive with me. And I just kind of was like, whatever. Like, and he spit on me. He spit on me. This boy hauls off and spits on your girl. And I'm like, and by this time, like I said, I was going to school, elementary school in Deerfield when I got in that first fight. And I had some other stuff going on at that school too, which taught me to like, oh, I'm going to defend myself. Like, people not going to be doing stuff to me. If you're going to fix your mind and say you're going to put your hands on me, you're going to do something to me, you're going to spit on me, then whatever comes of that is what's going to come of it. So he spit on me. He spit on your girl. And I just remember it being a clipboard in the middle of our table because it was 4 desks together. It was a clipboard. And this happened quick. It wasn't no think about it. Like when he turned and spit, I grabbed that clipboard and went what? And all I know is we ended up all over that classroom. I threw his butt up. I was poop. I was swinging that boy. We was end up in the computer section, in the library. I swung him and dumped him all over that classroom. And he was a little, he wasn't no small one. He had a little weight on him. He was a little hefty, okay? I think he was taller than me and heavier than me. And I rocked his world, okay? I couldn't believe he spit on me. So my teacher was on the phone. So she didn't even see what was happening. It happened so quick, she didn't even see what was happening. The classmates started breaking us up. I remember different like boys in our class, 1 or 2 different boys in my class. Like I remember seeing their face, like they putting us apart. But I was on top, going to work. So I beat that boy up. That's all I got to say. He spit on me and I went to work. And that's all I remember. And then I remember my teacher coming in my face and like yelling like, Briana, what are you doing? Like, what's going on? And I was like, he spit on me. He spit on me. I just remember like yelling that. So, oh my Jesus. He spit on me, y'all. That's why I got in a second fight. So forget the first one. I mean, the first one was crazy because I was so young. I didn't even know what was going on. But the second one, I was ready. And I got spit on. I didn't even know how to respond. But I know after I got that clipboard with the whacking, I went to work. So, I think that's all I'm gonna do right here. I'm gonna put all my questions in one video because I gotta get some more content out for y'all. But those my 2 fights. The first one was getting bullied, defend myself. Second one got spit on. I was trying to be a good Samaritan. And boy took his anger out on me. He thought it was gonna be easy, but I showed him. Alright, so thank y'all so much for watching. Your girl finna start dropping some videos every week. I'm finna start try to drop a little video every week. I'm gonna get some questions out. I'm gonna get some stuff out. Shout out to everybody that has subscribed to my channel. I was so close to 500 and I started slowing down, y'all. Things got so hectic. But I'm finna pick it back up because this year we're getting paid off of YouTube, okay? We're getting the YouTube check this year. Shout out to all the supporters. Y'all like, comment, and subscribe. Comment other things y'all want to see me talk about because I love to tell a good story, okay? I love to tell a good story. And then I'm gonna be at y'all. So I think y'all gotta go to work. I'm tired. Love y'all. Bye.